Today on the channel, the best of 2025 videos continue, and today I'm counting down my top 5 vehicles of 2025.
Kyle steps up, he's on with the mic, a warrior's heart, ready to strike, revealing heroes from every dimension, each piece of story, a bold intention, dude's got no charm, just plastic and strife, this isn't a game, it's Kyle's real life, he tears them apart with a fire so bright, every review a battle, every take a fight. See you later, goodbye, what are we doing? In this plastic prison, searching for freedom, cutting through the lies.
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another best of 2025 video as we celebrate the best in action figures of 2025. And in today's video, we're talking vehicles. Now, vehicles don't get quite the love they got back in the 80s and 90s, let's be honest. A lot more vehicles back then. I mean, we could have easily done a top 10. We could have probably done a top 10 this year, but we got to do the best of the best, and we're doing our top 5 vehicles of 2025 today. And once again, it's not quite the 80s and 90s anymore, but there was some good vehicles this year. You got to imagine you probably know some of the better ones, but maybe there's some hidden gems you'll see along the way in this video. And these are things I did unbox on the channel this year. So go back, check out any of these videos if you did happen to miss any of them. And as usual, we're going to do this countdown like we do all the other countdowns every single Thursday on the channel. And this time of year, almost a daily basis, it seems like. But we're going to start at number 5. Work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my favorite vehicle of 2025. And I can't stress this enough. This is my list. So it is my list. So it's 100% right. But your list, brother, can be 100% correct as well. Put your list in the comments. Start at number 5. Work your way to number 1. Number 1 being your vehicle of 2025. And some really good vehicles this year and some not so great vehicles this year. And I guess you can count that on anything action figure related. But some fun stuff in this countdown. And we're going to begin the countdown at number 5. We begin the countdown, of course, at number 5. And number 5, we go to our friend Todd from the couch for a bit of a controversial one. I know somebody in the comments isn't going to like this selection, but it's my list once again. Number 5, we're going to a recent release. We're going to Batman, Batmobile, Batman 66. Now, very iconic Batmobile for me. Once again, I grew up as a little kid watching Super Friends, the Superpowers, of course, DC, and collecting that toy line, but I also watched the Adam West Batman in reruns. Always enjoyed Adam West's take on Batman, and I loved that Batmobile. I also, as a kid at my grandparents', my uncle, older than me, he had Mego figures. Guess what else he had? The Mego Batmobile. So I spent a lot of times playing with that as a little kid. So this is playing a lot of hits for me. Now, is it as good as the Mattel version from years ago? Maybe not, but it is very cool to get here in 2025 a classic Batmobile in a larger scale. Now, we got the Batman 66 one a couple of years ago, which was great as well, but this one is really, really fun. And I've heard a lot of comments out there, believe me, that it should light up, it should have seat belts, the doors should open, the trunk should open, it should have this, that, and the other. I'm not against any of that kind of stuff, but we got to be realistic here in 2025 and the price on these things. They start putting all those gizmos and gadgets in there and electronics. Guess what? It's going to cost a lot more money than, $70 or whatever it is brand new. And it's a weird time for collectors right now because price increases have really hit us the last couple of years. And what our brain thinks the price should be on pretty much everything in the world isn't quite what the reality is, unfortunately. And I think we see that a lot with things like this Batmobile. But I do enjoy this. I do like this one. The Batmobile from McFarlane, Batman 66 edition, comes in at number 5 in my top 5 list. The countdown continues at number 4. And number 4, we go to the Eagle 04 Fans Hobby. It is their take on the G.I. Joe Skyhawk. Now, technically, this can be used for anybody, but I think most people using this with their G.I. Joe figures. In a nice urban Arctic camo to this one, and we just recently unboxed it on the channel here. I never even knew this thing existed until this one. There was a more G.I. Joe green version a year or so. What has changed? What is time? I don't know. But I do like this a whole lot. It does have the electronics. It does have some of that going on. Very good construction on this, and very customizable as well. If you want it to look any which way, many different ways to make this one go, and it fits somebody. It does what it's supposed to do. And for me as a kid, the Skyhawk was a very iconic vehicle that I used all the time. One of my favorite Joe vehicles, in all honesty. A very versatile vehicle, and this is just as versatile. Now, a little bit expensive, $150. So we just talked about that Batmobile from McFarlane. This is about double the price of that. So you got to always take these things into account. Not going to be for everybody, but a very fun vehicle, and one that is very fun to have in your collection, display with your Joes, and especially with the Snowcat coming next year. You can partner that up with this one along the way. So this one from Fans Hobby, the Eagle 04, comes in at number 4. We've hit the halfway point of the countdown. You got your list together. Make sure you put it in the comments down below, and make sure you put it in order. That's the hard part. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channels. We got a lot of year-end countdown videos. Hit the link in the description down below. But number 3 selection here, dare I say, could be the sleeper vehicle this year. I was actually surprised how much I liked this when I got it in hand. And let's be honest, there wasn't a ton of stuff to this one here. But the price point, $100 with a figure though. We're going once again to Todd McFarlane on the couch. We're going to McFarlane Toys, Batman Returns, Penguin, and the Duck Boat. I guess the duck boat, always the duck boat to me, but technically the duck. Very fun right here. It's basically just a hard piece of plastic with wheels. I mean, it's like a child duck that you had back in the 30s where you'd wheel it around with a little string. It's a lot like that, but it fits full-sized figures. A conversation piece, one of those vehicles, I guess in this instance, that people do a double take saying, what the heck is this? What is this all about? Just very, very fun, and I felt the price point was fairly reasonable. When we think the Penguin figure on its own is going to be $30, I understand it. It's a dangerous game when you're talking finances, and especially action figures in this day and age. A lot of people did think this one was worth the price, as it sold out very quickly. You can still find this at GameStop. It is a GameStop exclusive, but a very, very fun figure, or I guess vehicle and figure in this instance here. The Batmobile didn't come with a figure, but very, very fun. I do enjoy it, and actually it was the sleeper vehicle this year, as I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but man, very nostalgic, very cool, and eye-catcher. The Duck comes in at number 3. Getting dangerously close to that top spot. We're at the number 2 selection here in the top 5 vehicles of 2025. And number 2 could be controversial as well. I did pick this one up at San Diego Comic-Con. I know a lot of people had trouble with the roll cage on this one. I didn't, but I haven't spent a ton of time playing and zooming around the backyard with it or anything. But it is the G.I. Joe Classified Series Awe Striker. Now, a lot of these videos and these top 5, top 10s, they're based on how great the figure, the vehicle in this instance is, how much nostalgia I had for it, how much I enjoyed it at the time, then and now, just everything together. That's why it's my list. But the Awe Striker for me was the first ever G.I. Joe vehicle I got when I was a little kid. And I've told that horrific story of childhood show and tell at kindergarten where my crankcase was lost by my teacher. I'll never forget it. More in the unboxing on that story. But man, oh man, does the Awe Striker play a lot of hits for me. My dad immediately knew when I showed him that. He's like, oh, that's cool. That was your favorite one back in the day. I've always loved the Awe Striker. I think I've had almost every single version over the years at one time or another. And I was very happy to get it in the Classified series this year. Just very, very fun, very nostalgic, even though it is a little bit different. It does come with crankcase still, though. A very fun one for me, and one I was very excited to get, and it hits at number 2 this year, which means there can only be one. What is the number 1 vehicle for 2025? Well, stay tuned. Here we are, we're at the top spot, the number 1 vehicle of 2025 as voted for by me. Once again, I'm asking you, put it in the comments down below, put your top 5 and put it in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. But what is the number 1 vehicle of 2025 for me? I think most people could probably guess it. Once again, we're going to G.I. Joe Classified Series. This time, we're going to the HasLab Cobra Rattler. Now, the Rattler, an iconic vehicle. Some may say right up there with the Hiss Tank as the most iconic for Cobra. I did not have the Rattler as a little kid, so not quite as iconic as the Dragonfly Dragonfly last year for me personally, as I had the Dragonfly, but the Rattler, there's no denying it. It was in the cartoon all the time. It was in the comics. Obviously, the toy once upon a time. It is a very iconic vehicle, and it's one that we knew we would get eventually. I guess we just had to flip a coin, and this was the year the HasLab came out for this one. Bells and whistles aplenty, plenty of figures with it, some amazing figures with it, as well as an amazing vehicle. Very hard to display. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to display it in my collection, but very excited to get this one. Really did like this one more than I thought I would, and I remember seeing it at San Diego Comic-Con for the first time. Like, yeah, this is pretty cool, but once I got it in hand, once I played around with it, I was pretty blown away. It's a pretty fun vehicle, and it definitely deserved #1 spot on my top 5 countdown. Have to imagine it's in everybody's top 5, but hey, prove me wrong. Put your list together in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, this very YouTube channel. We got all kinds of content. We got content on my other YouTube channel as well. Check out Patreon YouTube channel memberships for even more content if that is your thing. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Conveniently enough, the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for the top 5 vehicles of 2025, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
For me.